Hello adventurers, and welcome to Gemlocked, a brand new Guild Wars 2 challenge series. Step into a world where gems isn't just currency, but it's your only escape. This is Gemlocked, a rookie adventurer stranded in the quiet fields of Queensdale. Her fate? Sealed. She cannot leave, not until she earns enough gold to purchase 400 gems. Only then will she be able to move on to the next zone. But to continue progressing, she must acquire another 400 gems. That is her fate. Will Gemlocked be the richest person in Guild Wars? Or will she forever be stuck in Queensdale? Let's find out together. Gemlocked begins by questing and getting some levels by helping the farmers, workers and townsfolk of Queensdale. Which is a perfect time to go over the rules for this challenge. Rule number 1. Gemlocked can only acquire items herself. This will be through gathering, questing, and looting. Rule number 2. Gemlocked may sell on the trading post, but never purchase. Everything has to be done herself. Rule number 3. Gemlocked can never join a group. She is alone in this journey. And finally, rule number 4. She must have 400 gems before she can progress to a neighbouring zone of her choosing. Will Gemlocked ever be able to leave Queensdale? As Gemlocked soaks up her adventure through the vistas of Queensdale and helps the people in need, she checks all the loot that drops from her foes to see if there's anything worth selling. Because Queensdale is the starting zone, not many travellers pass through here nowadays, so we're hoping to find some hidden treasures. Lots of the materials that are dropping only sell for a few copper. Tiny fangs, tiny venom sacs, pebbles, all not really worth bothering with. Until we come across an uncommon drop from a golden mower. A slab of poultry meat. Poultry meat is currently going on for an absurd price, and after doing some investigating, it's because Guild Wars 2 recently released a new legendary backpiece that requires a lot of cooking materials. 750 slabs of poultry meat to be exact. Using Guild Wars 2 TP, we're able to see that at the start of the year, poultry meat was as low as 11 silver, and was steadily holding at 11 silver until June. At the start of June, the backpack was released, and prices started soaring very quickly, up to 38 silver, and at the end of June, going into July, prices are as high as ever at 55 silver each. I try and incorporate killing and making note of golden mower spawns in Queensdale as I travel around to see if there are some potential farm spots, which we'll dig into later. As I level, we unlock gathering. Gathering in every MMO, particularly in lower level areas, can potentially be great because not many people travel through these areas, so we could get lucky and make some money from these gatherables, or even some byproducts that drop, that could really fatten up our wallets in order to get more gold for those gems that Gemlocked urgently needs to escape Queensdale. I find my first set of copper ore and find out that's going for roughly 50 copper each, and with the byproduct gems not really selling for much. However, the aspen saplings in Queensdale might be more promising. The green wood that drops from them sell even less than the copper ore. However, the byproduct cinnamon sticks are going for over 8 silver each, and they seem to drop pretty often. So we'll be keeping an eye on that too. Then we hit level 10 and unlock our mount. The Raptor mount is a trial mount which is available for all accounts when they hit level 10. Accounts that don't have an expansion unlocked on their account only have the Raptor mount for 10 hours. However, I have decided during the summer sale to purchase an expansion bundle, not only so I can have the Raptor mount for this account, but it's also a vital necessary purchase in order to be properly able to use the market board, because Guild Wars 2 puts a massive restriction on fresh accounts, so we won't be able to sell crafted items and bagged goods that drop from bandits and centaurs. But note, this is going to be the only real life purchase we make on the account. Now, I know some of you may have been wondering, why did I choose a human for this challenge? Well, humans have something unique that the other races don't have. A trading post and a crafting town, all in the starting area. This allows us to pick up our gold without entering Divinity's Reach, the human capital city. This means when we get our account unlocked after purchasing the expansion pack, we can investigate what we would do with the copper ore and green wood that we will acquire in our adventures in Queensdale. This means when we get our account unlocked after purchasing the expansion, we can investigate what we can do in crafting with the copper ore and green wood that we acquire in our adventures in Queensdale. I take the opportunity to start making a few silver from the drops we have earned to give ourselves a little amount of liquid asset in order to purchase things like salvage kits from vendors. Salvage kits will be very useful, not just for salvaging materials from items, but also finding Essence of Luck, which will also further increase our drop chance from monsters, increasing Gemlocked's gold income even more. After more questing and exploring, I notice my sales start to come through, and I go back to collect the gold. We end up getting 1 gold and 85 silver from all sorts of random scraps we managed to come by. Not a bad starting point. After traversing Queensdale further, helping more villagers and farmers with their problems, I explore more of the map and begin to unlock more of the hidden treasures of Queensdale. As mentioned already, cooking materials, particularly because of this new legendary backpack, uses a lot of cooking ingredients. Herbs and vegetables generally sell very well also, and I found Beetleton Farm to the northeast that has lots of lettuces and other varied root plants which can help pad our pockets reliably. However, the respawn time is slow, taking 1 to 3 hours to respawn, so we'll be making stops here when we can. While gathering in Beetleton Farm, it was announced that the world boss was spawning. I thought I'd tag along to see if there are any riches to be had. Remember though, Gemlocked can never join a group. We can take part, but we're not allowed to join the commander running the group. After taking down portals, and nearly dying a few times, we vanquished the Shadow Behemoth. We check the spoils and I get a good chunk of experience, a couple of Dragon Bash chests from the current event, and some items to salvage. Nothing particularly great, but a nice way to break up the pace of the adventure, which is one of the things I love about Guild Wars 2. It's so easy to get distracted doing events, or finding out random little things. It makes the world feel so much more alive compared to other MMOs. Take this necromancer in the swamp, just seemingly a random NPC, but if you talk to him, he tells you about a cursed tome on his balcony that he's unable to read. If you go read it, it spawns a veteran that you freed from reading the book. No real reward, but it's just one of those random little interactions that you will just remember forever. But that's enough fun for now. Gemlocked is trapped, and she needs to focus on the objective at hand, gold and gems. Two of the things we're interested in helping to get there are consumable buffs that can give us more money indirectly through Magic Find, and experience. Money is obvious, but with experience we can start getting higher level drops. With those higher level drops we can start obtaining resources that we wouldn't otherwise have access to, like iron ore, which actually sells for a decent amount. Neat! I found one NPC after helping that you can buy consumables with karma that give both a food buff and an enhancement buff. Farmer Deer in Shaymore Fields. She provides both the food buff, Tasty Cake, which provides Magic Find and experience on kills, and the enhancement, Tiny Sharpening Stone, which gives more damage and more experience on kills, both adding up to a 20% experience buff, which should give us some much needed levels. But before we grind out for more gold, I may have been a bit distracted again. After doing some more map exploration, I came across Queensdale's jumping puzzle in Demon Grub Pits to the southeast near some centaurs. After completing the jumping puzzle, the account reached its first achievement milestone, the 100-point chest, which actually contains a few goodies, including 1 gold, some gathering tools, 1,500 karma, a revive orb, a 10-slot bag, and a heroic booster. The heroic booster is massive in that it gives 50% experience and Magic Find for 2 hours. So we quickly put that to use by focusing on killing moas for poultry meat. But in good old Gemlocked fashion, we get a little distracted while grinding, by also killing bandits, and chopping down trees, and mining copper, and honestly quite inefficiently roam Queensdale with no real plan, just seeing what we can get. We also get a little distracted with another world boss, which in hindsight just wasted precious time on the heroic booster. We started at level 25 before using the booster, and then ended up at level 30 after it was over. Not too bad, but in future Gemlocked will need to plan ahead and be a bit more efficient. Lessons have been learned, and next time we will calculate some actual routes and have a very clear plan in what we want to achieve when grinding. I next decide to fully finish up questing and exploring in Queensdale to get the map completion reward. There's roughly a 30% chance to get a Black Lion chest key to have a chance of getting some lucrative rewards. However, this time we were unlucky and received a transmutation charge, which will allow us to change the cosmetic of our gear. We get a little bit of silver and some other bits and bobs. Overall, a bit of a flop for the effort that we went into completing Queensdale. Next, I want to run some experiments. When killing the bandits earlier, I noticed they tended to drop bags of pinched goods at a relatively high drop rate, even with my low magic find. These bags are interesting because of their loot table. At this time, I was unable to sell the bags because of my account limitation that I was still waiting to lift, as it takes 4 days. So I wanted to see how profitable it would be to open the bags and sell the goods inside. There are 2 clear winners in this bag. Sticks of butter, which has the highest drop rate, but also slabs of poultry meat. There are a couple of other okay rewards, such as a slab of red meat, which sells for a few silver, and a copper doubloon. But the poultry meat is the real interesting one, as if you do get poultry meat, you have a chance of getting up to 3 in one bag. I found a high bandit respawn rate to the north in a hidden cave near the eastern dam that would just not stop spawning them. So I stayed here for 30 minutes to see how many bags I could get. The results showed after 30 minutes, I got 68 bags with around 20% magic find. Now, to find out if we were lucky from opening the bags. I go back to Claypool and open the bags. We get 54 sticks of butter and 3 slabs of poultry meat. But we also got the supposedly rare drop, the copper doubloon. Sticks of butter were selling for roughly 4 silver 6 copper each, giving us a total of 2 gold 19. The poultry will sell for another 1 gold 57, giving us a complete total of 3 gold and 56 silver. If we were able to sell the bags on the trading post, Gemlocked would have made around about 3 gold 86 silver, at 5 silver 68 copper each bag. We basically broke even if we include the other materials from the bags. So basically roughly again, because this was a quick test, 11 gold per hour farming these bandits. Not bad, and if I had more magic find, I'm sure I'd get more profit from doing this as I would acquire more bags. Next, what if we purely farmed mows for meat for 30 minutes? Would just farming the meat directly from the source be more profitable? One of the issues I found with farming mows is that they can be contested. It wasn't uncommon to see high level players coming here, presumably farming their own meat for their own backpacks, which is why the bandit option was of interest to me, as I saw nobody farming them. But when setting out a mower farm route, I found 2 areas to spam waypoint teleports in order to get the most mowers per hour I could find. There is one mower spawn near the monastery at Crichton Waypoint, and another to the southwest in Altabrook Vale. I would clear out one area, and then once they're all dead, I would then teleport to the other waypoint and rinse and repeat for 30 minutes straight. And here are the results. In that short grind, I got 19 slabs of poultry meat and 9 eggs. The meat accounting for over 10 gold and 13 silver, making this farm potentially over 20 gold per hour, nearly double than the bandits. I think there is a clear winner after the experiment. However, one of the positives that I realized after doing this was the amount of gear I got from killing bandits. Salvaging all the extra gear gave me more materials, like iron ore that we don't currently have access to, and gave me more magic find per hour, which could be more beneficial in the long term. And I didn't track salvageables and how much additional profit I was getting from these farms. Gemlocked proceeds to farm mowers for a few more hours, while taking short breaks gathering other materials that she comes across, and of course, getting distracted by a few more events here and there, and puts everything up on the trading post, and comes back in the next day to see if there's any money in the post. Now the moment of truth, finding out how much money we've made from all of that. killing of all the birds, killing all the bandits, opening up bags, selling all the chicken, gathering herbs, gathering other materials. Let's see how much money that we've made. We've made 55 gold, 4 silver and 99 copper. Go through my transactions, we can kind of see we're still selling a little bit of meat here. But the history, we've been selling eggs. Cinnamon sticks have been really good too, if that's from chopping down trees in Queenswood. But the big sellers are definitely the poultry meat is the big ones. Some of the herbs have been doing okay, but they're quite hard to gather. And also the sticks of butter from those bags also sell really, really well too. Not only from killing the birds you get the meat, but also the eggs have been a nice little side income as well. You can see it's mainly just cooking materials. A couple of it is a crafting bits there. The iron ore actually sells at a reasonable amount at 1 silver per. So getting that now from salvaging items is quite nice, but I'll probably want to try and keep some of that for when we do crafting later on. And a couple of other bits and pieces here, but yeah, as you can see, lots of it's just chicken and food. So let's go take that 55 gold.
Just one more confirmation of how great I am.
Let's see how far away I am now from getting 400 gems. We're getting closer. We're over a quarter of the way there. 187 gold for 400 gems. So how much can we get? How much can I get for 55 gold? So I can get 116 gems if I wanted to. If I wanted to spend all my money now, but let's not do that right now. I do hope you enjoyed episode 1. In episode 2, we should have the account fully unlocked to look into how profitable crafting is in Queensdale, if at all, and hopefully get more into experimentation. Will Gemlocked be free to leave in the next episode? Be sure to subscribe to catch the next episode as soon as it goes live. Thank you for watching Gemlocked.